about. Shameka for mayor means changes we can see and feel. So I took the acronym CHA.N.G.E.S and I developed some statements around what that means. So the city of Louisville is where people often relocate to because they want to survive, thrive, and stay alive. Louisville is known all over the world, and not just for the Kentucky Derby and bourbon, but for a progressive city poised for real change. We've always been poised for change. We just been putting our votes behind people we thought would bring it, and then they get in and they get sucked into the system. Our next mayor has to bring the people's agenda to foster new economic growth and prosperity. We don't need more of the same. So as your next mayor, you get 2 firsts with 1 vote. Being the first black woman mayor of Louisville, Kentucky is exactly what we need to move forward together. The campaign is real. It's genuine because I have been every Louisvillian, and that's what I've been telling people. I built business here, I went to school here, I had kids here. Only thing someone can say is I wasn't born here. Other candidates are limited and insulated from the issues that plague our city because the lack of real diverse community engagement. So they got to make it up over the next year. I don't have to make up a community engagement. I've been out here for the people. Housing. Housing is a human right. I support all human rights. Louisville, we need housing that meets needs of every person, no matter their race, gender, sexual orientation, citizenship, employment, medical status. Every zip code in Jefferson County should have affordable rentals and home ownership opportunities. And I'm for giving those incentives to those communities that strive for this. Our house lists come from a variety of backgrounds, and with the lingering impacts of COVID-19, many Louisvillians may find themselves in similar situations if we don't work together to do something. So our housing has to be inclusive and offer tangible solutions. Attainment of jobs, education, transportation, social services with adequate mental and physical health supports. We have to reimagine what public safety looks like, what public health looks like, livable wages, legal support, criminal justice reforms, and human services that assist in maintaining a quality of life. That's what's missing. Too many people don't have the quality of life as many of these establishment folks do. Louisville Metro government employees are a part of that. Many of them are entrepreneurs and business owners. Many of them are a part of the infrastructure and have great ideas on how to fix it, but they have leadership that's not listening to them. We have too many people who are grandfathered in. We have our libraries and our community recs and all of those places that have been neglected. I will never take from a library, a community center, a pool for kids, none of that. Every mayor says, I love our parks, but that's the first thing they want to cut from. I don't have that. We have the money. We have to find the money and put it where it needs to go. And we know that our police budget is the biggest place to start from. So new community protection, this is the most important part, that really protects and serves our communities the right way. This cannot happen without establishing and funding community trauma response units for every community in every small city. We have 81 small cities. These TRUs will employ representatives from each community that will go through extensive de-escalation and racial trauma training, along with addiction and adverse childhood experiences. Many of our children who are the results of parents going to jail or people being gunned down, now they're growing up with adverse childhood experiences. That was my experience. But it's not a death sentence if we get in there and we get them the services that they need. We also need to reopen the living room and versions of it all over the city and all over the county. That should be fully funded. It should be 24 hours. It stops people from entering into the criminal justice system. The police can drop them off there. They can cool off. There'll be therapists, nurses, people there to help them get to where they need to be. One bad night shouldn't ruin your life, and that's what's happening to people, and we want people to survive these police interactions. Government, our local Metro Council is the last line of defense when it comes to significant policy and procedural change. Let's make it easier for them. Let's make it easier for hold other people accountable. We have people who are there who are fighting, but they don't have the support they need. For too long, transparency has been an issue with our local government. The only way to begin to heal our city is by uncovering the neglect to the neighborhoods you spoke about, nepotism and hiring practices, workplace bullying and discrimination. Yes, that don't just happen at LMPD. It happens in every department of Louisville Metro government. And this is why you want Shameka for mayor, because I'm not an establishment pick. I don't owe anybody any favors. And the over 6,000 Metro government employees know that it's past time to elevate and solve the issues important to them. Why? Because they provide the human services we all need. My campaign honors them too. Equity, and I'm almost done. Equity is our amazing city of possibility lacks equity. We have good written plans that look great on paper, but that's where it ends. My plan is to practice and prove what I preach at every level, offer incentives and bonuses for departments that do equity best. That means every department will report quarterly, publicly, and its equity plans and improvements. This includes the 80 boards and commissions. I want to see who's on those commissions. I have a lot of people that apply to be on these boards that get rejected. We need diversity at every level. We deserve better, and we get there together, and we can't get there without our equity being woven in the boldest of threads. Those seeking city funding will have to report on their equity plans too. Those are changes we can see and feel. So last, securing economic growth is a priority for every mayor. Like I said before, our city is a business too, and we cannot thrive without revenue. It's my job as mayor to help manage it, and with an experienced team that I will listen to and lead from behind. I hear all the time that Mayor Fisher is surrounded by brilliant people. Many of them I know, but he doesn't listen to them. He is beholden to people who are not going to bring the best needs forward. Safe communities are what we all want and deserve. Equal opportunities, no matter what your background is. Arts, culture, and entertainment help us to enjoy life and heal. There is no table I haven't been at and can't sit at to bring the missing voices to help foster what's best for Louisville. Louisville, we need a protector, because there is an effort to take our city over. That's what's happening when you see with Attorney General Cameron and so many others. They're trying to divide us and separate us out, but they can't. We are the economic generator of this whole state, and when what we do here will have a ripple effect across our state. I believe in local union labor first, with the people of the community trained and employed. Whatever new business or event that chooses Louisville has to be clear on our standards of environmental justice, no racial profiling like we've seen at 4th Street Live, sustainable redevelopment without gentrification, because that's possible, economic impact on existing businesses, developer oath to the people, so developers owe us an oath, public safety, no discrimination based on sexual orientation or religious beliefs, and of course adhere to our community and quality standards.
Okay.
So there's changes that we can see and feel.
Right, absolutely.
I'll post it.
Yeah, that's a 4-year plan. Hey.